Hello, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Happy Pride Month. We are going to be doing a series of videos here. I'm going to try and get them out as quickly as possible. Just snap them out there because we have a brand new loyalty event. You're doing 5 runs with monocolor decks only. And there's no better time if you get 5 runs. I thought that we should do 5 runs, each with a different color of deck, and scientifically determine which is the best deck in Eternal, obviously, the best colors. So I'm going to be trying out probably the best one first, which is Shadow. A lot of people are going to argue like for Shadow or Justice. I've already made up a bunch of different decks. I'm going to quickly actually go through that deck right now. So I am doing the Shadow Loyalty here, and it's just going to be a monocolor Shadow deck. And it's a lot of aggro, so there's a lot of really good aggressive Shadow cards right now. We've got Argenport, Instigator, and Blackhall, Warleader, Ripknife Assassin, so a suite of 12 really, really good 2-drops, followed up by some pretty decent 3s. Auric Interrogator is awesome with Blackhall, Warleader, or Ripknife Assassin, also with Dark Return when we get to that, so we can draw extra cards off of it, so that's pretty sweet. We can also use Cabal Standard with it, for it to get Quick Draw and +2, so that will also help us draw extra cards off of it as well, give it a little bit of extra attack, and then let its ability trigger. We have Krendon Merchant, which is one of the better merchants because it's just going to be able to kill anything. I think it's a decent enough one here anyways. I'm pretty happy with it. It might be a little bit better than, say, the Genève Merchant now, which is just kind of a vanilla 2-2 a lot of the time. I think there's going to be a lot of Varas running around. One of the main reasons to be in Shadow. Another really good aggressive unit is Impending Doom. It hasn't seen a lot of play in a while, but it used to be a staple in mid-range, kind of almost leaning more aggressive, like Argenport and Stonescar lists, and I think that it's a pretty good inclusion here. It's got evasion, and it's just a ton of damage for very little cost. It does have a downside, but we're just going to be trying to beat face fast enough that it doesn't matter, and we can gain back some life with Vara. And then we probably have the best of all of the different kind of lords from the new set. I'm not sure exactly what to call these, but like the monocolor lords, I suppose, almost, where they're trying to incentivize you very highly to play a specific color. Tasbu is one of the best ones. I mean, Warp, deadly not so powerful, but the actual ability of whenever a unit dying, drawing a card and taking a damage is good, and it's just 6/6, so it's just kind of huge. It's a really nice card. I like it quite a bit, and I'm excited to play with some Tasbu here. So even if they kill it immediately, you will get some value out of it, and I like that about Tasbu. And then, of course, we've got the best removal. We have Annihilate, Desecrate, and we've got Devouring Shadow. So Annihilate, because this format is only monocolors, is going to hit almost everything. There is the possibility that people will play something like Veteran Mercenary or Kaifus, so we'll be able to kill those. That's why we have things like Desecrate. We have Vara's Favors, just to give us a little bit of extra power, and also to pick off like little Oni Ronins or something if people are playing fire against us. We have Devouring Shadow, so that we can kill off units that would normally need to be silenced, like things that can come back. You can stop Revenges with it. You can stop other people from Dark Returning Varas and stuff like that. So it's almost like a silence and kill, and since we're playing so much Shadow, it makes sense to actually have them. For our power base, because we're not super worried about colors, we're actually able to run some extra cool things we don't normally get to do, like Seal of Devotion. So this is essentially just a power card that draws us a card if we are able to warp it. There's a decent amount of time when we won't be able to do that, but I've thought, hey, there's no better time than now to try out something like Seal of Devotion, get a little bit of extra value off of it. Running things like Crests is maybe not as good, and I just thought this would be kind of neat. We don't have a lot of depleted power because we want to be pretty aggressive, and this isn't depleted, so it'll help us out a bit. It does have a bit of a downside with Tasbu if we happen to get it early and we need Tasbu on 5. Well, then we're not using it off of Seal of Devotion, but I think that it's a minor thing. Everything else is pretty easy to cast. The most that we have is 2 Shadow besides that, so not a big deal. We have Sealed Writ as a 2 of as well. I had more of them, but I tested it a little bit, and I think I want just to have the 2. Transmuting into dealing 8 damage possibly is pretty sick. Then we have the Cabal Standard, as I mentioned before, just a nice little combat trick. And Amethyst Monument, so we've got a few extra units. And then for our market, we have Last Chance, so we can get back Varas again. Just nice little extra oomph there when we need to gain some life back. Vara is obviously probably the most powerful thing that we have in our deck. It's just a really dumb card, so being able to pull it back out of the void is fantastic if we're in a jam, so you can do that. We have Stray into Shadow as some board wipe, something that Shadow and Justice are kind of the ones that get a little bit of that, a little bit in Primal too, I suppose, with Hailstorm, but it's nice to be able to have a little bit of access to it in case of real bad moments. Also, since we don't have a lot of flyers, like we have the Impending Doom, but in case we run into a problem where somebody's running a lot of flyers, I thought it'd be cool to run Slimespitter Slug. So this just absolutely nukes a board if somebody's trying to do an all-in-the-air kind of thing. You get somebody who's running a bunch of Valkyries or something in Justice. Well, you can just Slimespitter all of them and gain a bunch of life and make a huge Slimespitter. We have Dizo's Office, which is another really big advantage, I think, of being Shadow. It's one of the better... It's late, but it's one of the better sites that you can have, and it being monocolor is fantastic for Shadow. So some cool cards here. In Cold Blood obviously just ruins Justice, which is another one of the really powerful monocolor decks, I think. So we're going to run this and see how it goes. Try and be pretty aggressive, but we do have some late game options with like Dizo's Office, and we can wipe boards to Stray into Shadow to get ourselves out of bad situations. And we have a lot of removal, so I'm thinking this one will do pretty well. We'll have to see. Alright, here we are for game one. This is not a hand that we want to keep, unfortunately. It was kind of close. Oof, these are tough ones. We had all of our 2-drops in the last hand, now we have all 4s and 5s. Still really light on Shadow. No Vara's Favors or anything to help us out of it. We are on the draw. Ugh, this is rough. I don't really want to go to 6, but I don't think I can keep this. I just can't cast a single thing in my hand, and I need to run multiple turns in a row to actually get something. So this is a little bit of a rough start. Definitely not the easiest start for us, but we'll see what we can do about it. Each of these runs will go to either 7 wins or 3 losses, so the maximum number of games we can get is 9, 6 and 3. Hopefully we get our 3 losses. Ooh, Inspires. They're going to be going for a little bit of the Justice value off of some card draw, huh? Alright. Not super aggressive from our opponent's side either, which is nice. It's unfortunate that we have all 4s again, but that's okay. We can Desecrate that. I think I would rather just play the Auric Interrogator for now. If they have removal, they can kill it. I mean, Vanquish does get rid of it, but there's not a lot of removal in Justice. They might have some combat tricks, but I don't mind them using those up before we play Vara anyways. I think this is okay. And currently, if they don't have removal or a combat trick, then they're just kind of sitting around playing another unit, which is fine. Oh, they're going to use Abergraft on it. Alright. Fair enough. Hopefully that's not multiple Abergrafts. They fired that off really fast to get their 2-4 through. So we're going to play a Vara and see what we can do. And we don't want that to get Abergrafted, that's for sure. Nice. The opponent's sacrificing that is great sign for us. And we can either just Impending Doom, or we can play the Desecrate and Merchant. I keep on looking at Momentum Builder and just stuttering because it's Momentum Builder. Didn't really expect that one. I kind of want to wait until they put something on it. Like, just attack here, let them get something big on it. They can hit me for a decent amount. I'm not super worried about that. I'd rather just gain the life, let them waste some cards on it, and then we can Desecrate it. I like the idea of then having to spend extra time and effort on a Momentum Builder and then us kill it. Because right now it's not really doing all that much. We're still gaining life every turn off of Vara, and sure, they're preventing 3, but we might not be able to get Vara through forever anyways. A 0-10 when we have 2 Impending Dooms on the ground seems okay. Alright, that's nice. They do have it operating now. Good to hit us for 6. But again, not that bad for us. Because we do just get to kill it immediately. Cannot use Sabu. Certainly don't mind just murdering that. And then we get to play Blackhall and keep up the pressure. And we're still in really good shape. Tasbu's a little unfortunate with how few shadow we have, but we can draw some soon. Oh, they're playing even-handed Golem too. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of restrictions they're putting on themselves to make it there. Oof. I'm going to want to get this in cold blood. I'm pretty surprised that somebody's trying to do an even-handed golem. It does explain some things. A momentum builder try. Question here is, do I attack with both Vara and the 2/3? Let God sort it out? I think I do. They can double block one of them, but they can't do both. And I'm pretty okay with that. They might also think that we can have something like Cabal Tactics, which we have in our deck. They might have a combat trick themselves, maybe Defiance. Nope, they just block nothing. Perfect. I am more than okay with that. Yeah, they don't have a combat trick. There's no pause there at all. Huh. They could harsh rule us. Well, no, they can't, because they've got even-handed golem. I guess they can still have end of the story, though. Deep in thought. Roland's favor. A fair enough card to run, especially if you're running even-handed golem. You can't run any kind of Seek Powers or something if you just want extra deck thinning. I don't know that you necessarily need all that, but I have Vara's favors in this deck. I think that Vara's favor is a little bit more reasonable. It's got some better oomph to it, as it were. Hitting for 10. Do I care? I think I'd take it. More than a little bit wild here, but we're dealing a lot of damage. Ah, Devouring Shadow, and oh, that's one short of killing them. Oh, okay. Well, Scary thing is, too, we go to 10, so if they have a way to remove the Krendon Merchant, then we would die. I could do this. Or, you know, I think I'd rather just gain the life, do it this way. Let them chump if they want. I'll trade Tasbu and get the In Cold Blood. We're putting them very low by doing this. And if they have one blocker, we still get to kill them. Or sorry, if they have one removal spell, we still get to kill them because we have two blockers, is what I meant, sorry. I'm saying we're not leaving back just one blocker. They have to have multiple removal spells. In Justice, which doesn't really have removal for either of these units besides something like an Avacraft, and that's just not going to happen for both of them. Downfall doesn't kill them. A lot of it is situational, right? Like Vanquish and Downfall and Defiance and Trap and stuff like that. Sure, that doesn't do anything. They're still just dead on board. I'm not sure what they can have that saves them. Oh, there you go. Stormholt Knife does it. Are they going to go offensive, though? I mean, they can't, right? It'd be really wild to kill the Deadly Merchant, because that doesn't do enough. That's pretty good, though. They're still not going to live. We just get to kill something here, and then we're more than okay.
Personal.
And jam. Sweet. One with a hand to 6. Not bad as a start. Oof. Well, our starting hands haven't been the greatest, but we've managed to win game 1 anyways, so I guess we can be happy about that. This is good. I'll keep this. Opponent giving us the good luck, which is very nice. It's all removal spells right now, but we can use Amethyst Monument if we have to. Shadow on Shadow. We'll see if those Seal of Devotions end up continually hurting us. They weren't great last game. They really hurt us trying to play Sabo. But we were short on mana no matter what we did. Wing Druid. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I could just kill it here. which I don't mind doing, honestly. I think I'm going to Devouring Shadow because it's a little bit better for our actual power right now. Casting it for 3 rather than casting this for 2, we use up all of our power, and I'm not super worried about them having things that we need to devour. Devour takes a little bit of time to get going. Alright, what do we have next? Do they have the Vara, basically? I have our Desecrate, so I wasn't too worried about it. I'll start off with our Vara. It's certainly reasonable to just play Blackhall. But again, I want to just make our power as optimal as possible, and playing 4 instead of playing 2 makes sense. If they'd played a unit, then I almost certainly would have just done this. Yeah, like, now I can do this if I want. Or we could just wait and Dark Return it. But I think I'm okay with Desecrate instead. And for them going to the market, I imagine if they had a removal spell, they would have just used it on Vara. It's possible they would rather get a different one out of the market. But I've got to count on them having one for her now. Alright, so we're going to Desecrate and just start slamming in here. I'm pretty okay transforming the Amethyst Monument at this point, too. I don't really mind doing that. Sure. Get the Krendon Merchant back. Alright, so they can play it again. That being said, we have double Dark Return for our own Vara, so if they're just going to be doing this, we have an answer to that. Like, Blackhall will be able to get in there, and then it'll even give a bigger Vara, which is pretty sweet. So this is a really good spot for us to be in. Going to your market a bunch can be advantageous if you've got a bunch of extra power in your hand, but early on in a game like this, it's very possible that their market's not that big of an advantage over just what's in their hand already. Okay, so attack both. No way they block the 2-3. Do they? That'd be pretty wild. I'd be happy with it. Okay. I mean, either way, they are in trouble, no question.
Now it's my turn.
And we will have a 9-10 Vara. Hello, hello. How are you doing, opponent? They could have had In Cold Blood, which would make this void bound, which is a problem. I'll play the Shadow Sigil. There's not that much point in holding it. We can get merchants, which would make it a little bit awkward. Nothing? Nothing? Oh boy. What did they get out of the market then? Because that seems unfortunate for them. We're at 42 life and have an evasive lethal unit and another one on the ground and one that's very, very close to lethal. I don't see a way out of this for them. I mean, Stray into Shadow is a quote-unquote board wipe, but it also kills none of our units. And that's about all that I can think of. They could have Bloodlust. I mean, I suppose they could do something like try and steal Vara and gain some life back. That won't save them for a turn, right? Hit us for 18. Go back to 23. That's not it. And swing and the game. Colony Matron is too slow. Get cool value card. It's not fast enough. 2-0 is a pretty good start, although I don't like this hand. We don't have any good aggressive 2-drops in it. We can't necessarily play anything unless we draw power, and we are on the play, so we'd like to be a little more aggressive. We have 12 2-drops, so it's very possible for us to be a lot more aggressive than this. Like, for example, this hand. I'm pretty sure I play Amethyst Monument just normally from this hand. I think that's correct. I don't want it trapped in later if we draw a 4-drop. We've got a lot of 4s that are pretty important. The Impending Dooms and the Varas. I could regret it, but I think I like this.
Send a message.
Alright, time is scary. The ramp is awesome. Time has so much good ramps. So they can get some really nasty units down fast. Things like Amaranth immediately. But this is why we have Devouring Shadow. We get to totally stop Dawnwalker, which is pretty sick. Really, really cool thing to have in your deck. Make sure that if you're playing Shadow, I think you should have some number of Devouring Shadow as like a just in case against decks that are Dawnwalkery, or even just buying Vara's back, things like that. Stops them from really doing it.
Watch your step.
Yep, there's the Stinger. There's so many good aggressive... Oh, wow. There's so many good aggressive time units, I say, as I draw Auric Interrogator. Whew. That was a really good one to get a Warcry onto. Well, yes, I would like to draw extra cards. Well, yes, I would like them to all be Scorpion Traps. Ah! Well, we've got Sabu. I mean, kinda sucks, but what do you do? We can leave this back and just draw a bunch of cards. That's not the worst. There's very little removal in time, so they've got to rely on the Scorpions. It just sucks that we hit those traps so fast. 2 of them instantly is pretty disgusting. Take the 1. Sabu will give us some advantage to just slamming through the Scorpions, thankfully. But, yeah, not the greatest start here. He is pretty unlucky. Desecrate, huh? Well, we have some options. We could Desecrate a Scorpion, or we could just Desecrate the 2/3.
A single shot.
Or we could not do either. It's certainly possible for us to just wait. Maybe just attack the Ripknife Assassin. Then we're just giving it away for a 2/3, though. I know they're going to have some bigger units in half a second. I have a lot of removal in the deck, and so I could lean into having it, like just kind of hope, but that's terrifying. So I don't really love doing that. I think it's best to just wait, draw the extra card. It's another Desecrate. Okay. I could have leaned into having the removal, because we know that we have a lot of it. I'm just worried, especially with them going to the market. They could have something pretty big and nasty here. For this Obelisk. Sure. That's also pretty big and nasty, just in a different way. We'll let that get in. I probably need to kill some of these.
You're a sad bunch.
I probably need to kill some of the things that are giving them extra power. Alright, kill the 4/4. I can kill the 1/5 if I want to. We need some way to gain life soon. If we can merchant for a Dizo, that'd be pretty nice. Could Dark Return it. Don't know if I want to do that. I'm surprised they gave up the deadly unit. That was a little bit of a shock. Another Auric Interrogator. We're gonna die to value. I think that we've greeted ourselves into death. Yeah, this is why we wanted to hold on to one of them. Hopefully they don't have killer for it. Doesn't look like they do. I'm gonna get rid of this. That's actually a double-edged sword right now. Ooh. Okay. So we can Corendon Merchant, trade off Sabu. And I think I might almost just get the Dizo's office and hope that we can get another couple of power cards. That's risky, but I still have the Auric Interrogator in a minute to get there. We are drawing extra cards. Please give me some amount of power. Another Sabu. Ugh. We've got decent blocks, though. Still kill the Reinhardt. This is very scary. I'm not liking where we're at. I'm so gonna die to these Interrogators. Oh, boy. Well,
My favorite part.
doing it anyways. Please give me some power cards. Please, please, please. Game. I object. I need something. Pretty desperately. No, not that. That's not what I want. Yeah, I need to start putting some pressure down. I think that I'm okay doing this. Let them double block and kill one if they want. Sure. That would be perfect for me. I'd have been super stoked about that kind of a block. It's a tight race right now. Alright, down to 7.
You buying or not?
We are merchant. I'm going to trade Tasbu again, because I don't want to lose more life. Seems like a good idea. And I'm going to go for the in-cold blood. Might as well have some removal. Down to 3, huh? So if they have a return spell, like they have a way to bounce things, then we're dead. We get to attack all out, kill one thing. If they don't have a blocker here, we also win. If it's just a power card, game's over. We've got it. It's very possible that it is, too. Oh, this is nerve-wracking.
You cannot put out the light.
We, in fact, do not just win. I think I need them to attack here. If they hold back, that's probably the worst thing for us. Hey, worst thing for us. Got it. So if we go and in cold blood kill what? I have a little bit of a kitty interaction here, sorry. This is a tough turn. So kill a 6/3, attack with everything. I'm taking 2, so I kind of need to. I suppose I could leave back 3 blockers. I could just kill the 6/3. Attack with the 2 Aurics.
Personal.
Leave everything else back to block. They still have to block one of them. They might just take the other. Right. It's even better for us. Because we're not in fact dead. We're at 1. Why? That's fine. Oh, come on. Well, got them all.
I'll finish this quick.
Oh, they hit Hammer and Stinger! No, wait, no. We still win because they block. Right. Oh, that scared me for a moment. The charge was going to get us. But now that we have lifesteal, we can cut ties, kill the merchant, actually, to make everything smaller. And then how much do we gain? We gain 17. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, oh, what a nerve-wracking game. Woo! Well, long enough with Auric sitting on the field drawing you cards, and eventually you get there. That was a butt clencher, though. Oh, I need to stretch out and get some water after that one. I'm all fired up. Whew. Well, 3-0 is a pretty solid start here for us. And we've got Blackhall Warleader into Auric Interrogator, possibly into Tasbu. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to use Cabal Standard on turn 1. I like keeping Standard if we can, but there's no guarantee that we're just going to rip power cards in a row. And I want to be able to at least get to 3, at bare minimum. And we really need to curve out here if possible. Okay, nice to see that they didn't get to curve out with that perfectly.
Battlefield's a waste.
Still, this turn can be scary. I mean, turn 3 Sandstorm Titans, pretty good. There's a lot of very powerful, time cards that it could be. Since I just want to Desecrate that, I think I play the Cabal Standard. It's possible. I mean, I'm close to getting Tasbu online this time. But holding up Cabal Standard would be good, too. It's such a nice combat trick, and time's not really going to have a lot of ways to interact with that. So do I want to just wait and hold up Cabal? I'd need to draw another power. Okay, I'm going to wait on Cabal, actually. Thinking about it, I think that the risk is worth it. Since I can just play Auric Interrogator next turn anyways, and then I still have Corendon Merchant, we've got some time to wait and see if we can get a power card in place of it. Oofda. Yeah, that is scary. Do I trade away the Interrogator? I think that's the case. So now I will play Standard.
You buying or not?
I want to get to 5 in cold blood. Double Titan is nasty. Time's just got a lot of big dumb idiots that we have to deal with. And there's the Obelisk. Sure. Not a deal once we kill this Titan, though.
You made it personal.
Once we've got that, we're in decent shape. And yeah, I'll trade. I'm okay with any of this. I just want to keep up some pressure if possible. I might just go for a last chance on the Blackhall. Praxis Arcanum. Accelerate something in hand. Could be like a Moonstone Vanguard.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Make that deadly. Sure. Hey, there's that Dark Turn. I admit, I'm more than a little lucky on that one. I have an interesting proposition here. Do I play the Corendon Merchant? Do I trade anything? We're at 6. We could go for Dizo's office. So I could just go Corendon Merchant, Sealed Writ, trade off the Sabu, and then Dark Return and pull back Blackhall Warleader and immediately play it. I don't like that option. We can't even play Sabu yet. So this seems pretty good. It is definitely scary to be facing down the Praxis, though. I might have to throw this away. Yep. Come on, power card. Oh, power card would have been nice for the Dizos. I think we're stuck waiting. I either need a power card or a removal spell. I'm really surprised they didn't use Accelerate then. If they had the World Bear, because they could have done that. Weird decision. If they're attacking with the 6/6, I think they should attack with the 7/8. Oh, what is going on? Alright, well, I'll start drawing 2 cards a turn, and hopefully one of them will be power or removal. We are getting a lot of value after drawing extra cards, too, thanks to the Blackhall Warleader here.
One and the same.
Talir's just mostly another big dumb idiot. They've had very little power, but lots and lots of gas. A bit scary. Yep. There we go. Got a sick hand. I feel like they could have been a lot more aggressive here and been really crushing us. If we had just hit a power card so we could have gotten Dizo's office off. We'd be in such good shape right now, but missing for a turn or two really hurt us. Come on, what are you waiting for? Our opponent doesn't like their overwhelming board position and needs to have it to be extra overwhelming? I don't know. It seems obvious they need to get in here at some point. Why are they giving us this much time to set our board up again? I guess they're thinking that their Talir will just get there?
It's written right here.
And this needs maximum power, specifically, even. And it wasn't doing that much anyways. Okay, they've finally decided to attack. Now we have 2 deadly units. This attack seems worse than it did before, right? Because before we had to lose a bigger unit. Now we just block with 2 deadly ones. I don't know what's happening over there. That's really weird. I'm okay with this. Please give me a power card. Please give me a power card. Ooh, wow, another Zenith Initiation. Good top deck. Really, really good top deck. Yeah, they've been hitting really well.
You're a sad bunch.
Hey! Little late. More than a little late. But I guess it's something. Kill that. Now we can force them to have to attack us or give us value. Another obelisk. Wow, that was a sick time to hit that. Really, really good. Alright.
Take this!
That's unfortunate. Still kind of ends up in the same spot, except that this time they're actually able to attack in profitably with the teacher. That was really gross. So we can get Sabu. We can Devouring Shadow, but Devouring Shadow doesn't quite kill the 3/7. It does mostly get rid of it. And then I could just rely on our Dizo's office, getting us there, getting a Dizo. Unblockable 4/6 with lifesteal is pretty good. I mean, Sabo is also really nice, though. Just replaces itself. I'm gonna go with the Tasbu. Sorry, not Sabo. Tasbu. I hate that name. What a nerd. Get out of here. Tasbu. I might trade it for the 3/7. I won't be happy about it, but I might do it. Just want to keep this alive if I can. Yep. It does draw me a card. Auric Interrogator. That'd have been really nice. But nothing I can do about that.
My favorite part.
Am I okay attacking here? I think I am. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I don't care about their sight anymore. They've got enough power that having a little bit of cheapening here isn't gonna help them that much. Ooh, is that the 3rd one? Gross. Was it just the 2nd?
When I threaten
I
you,
may sacrifice a
you'll know
unit.
it.
I kind of want to sacrifice the Auric Interrogator. I think that's a reasonable thing to do here, honestly.
This is the last offer you're gonna get.
Put a big clock on them with this.
All it takes.
That 4/6 is scary. They don't have long for it to kill them. Pit of Lanekta. More power cards. Yeah, that's problematic. Still, we're doing a great job of racing them down. They can't really kill us that fast. All we need is 2 more swings of this and a single removal spell and we win. Or, I could actually just block here, trade. No, because then they gain 2 life. Yeah. I was going to say the Interrogator deals them damage, but they gain 2 life off of Pit, so that actually doesn't work out in our favor.
You're a sad bunch.
Wow, good draws. Also, come on. Game. Game. I have a complaint. I'd like to speak to the manager, please. There's some kind of problem with my deck here.
Take this!
I would like to...
Now, the real training.
These come into play depleted, right? So did they just kill themselves? No, they top deck.
You're a sad bunch.
Fair enough. Oh, What? I didn't mean to... Oh, wow. They did just... No, never mind. Never mind. I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one. Too bad that it had to be Impending Doom. And another Impending Doom. If I had been playing some of those power cards out, I wouldn't be in this position, to be fair. I was keeping them because I didn't want our opponent to know that I had nothing. And I also have merchants that I can trade them away with. We can do some blocks here. All we have to do is just trade a unit and not die.
Embrace the shadow.
So I think we can do that. I guess we'll find out. Because the only real option they have here is all-out attack. Yep. This is 14 damage plus another 4 from that, but we gain a bunch of life. I don't think they can kill us. They'd have to have a really good card in hand to do it. Well, that definitely doesn't do it. And this actually just kills them. Thank you, Instigator. Oh wait, what am I... Right, they gain life. I am not being smart at all. I keep forgetting about the 2 from Pit of Lanekta. I do still have... Oh, wow. Good top decks. Wow, good top decks. Wow, good top decks. Oh, well.
Your debt is due.
I mean, we can do some fun stuff, but that's not going to be enough. Sick, sick draw. Alright. Yeah. I mean... So if I'd blocked with less, was there a way out of it? I don't think there was. Sick. Alright. I think that's enough. I mean, yeah, just swing out. Swing teams seem very, very easy and safe there for them. Granted, can't say much. It's not like I've played this game particularly well. I just needed to not have all of our power problems early and then just get swamped with power late. That really, really wrecked us. Not much I can do about that kind of a game. I think we could have played a lot better. There was definitely problems with my play, but we also had both Power Screw and then Power Flood in the same game in really, really bad fashion into some very strong top decks from our opponent. So, what do you do? Alright, well, we learned a few things from the last game. We learned to draw more and less power at the same time. And also, we did learn to greed Pit of Lanekta. So, 2 key lessons. Let's redraw. I don't know if we could have beaten it anyways, but I definitely needed to pay more attention to what that card was actually doing. Rough game. Ah, the Shadow on Shadow game. Do I play the standard? Considering our hand, I think no, actually. Wait. Could have given them a little more time to guess by just playing Seal of Devotion, I suppose.
Send a message.
But this is fine. I want to get down Shadow for Devouring Shadow anyways. Alright, they have Annihilate, they paused. So that definitely seems like it would be Annihilate. And what do they do? I personally would have Annihilated there. Okay. I guess they just assumed they wouldn't have a 3-drop. And Pilfer. Wild. That's interesting. Hopefully they didn't hit anything too good, because I'd feel bad losing to that. Ooh, gross. Well, we have 3 Annihilates. I think we can trade this Devouring Shadow that's maybe not doing as much. Do we get an In Cold Blood, Dizo's Office, for if we draw a lot of power cards that we don't have right now? We are in a lot of trouble. All removal and no units. And an uncastable Tasbu. I should have been just playing less of the Warp.
Now it's mine.
We've been running into way more problems than I thought we would. We've hit a lot of Seal of Devotions. so maybe just less of them, just to make sure I get the Tasbu. Granted, I wouldn't have it here anyways on 5. Alright, what have you got?
Send a message.
I like them using Desecrate there. I'm actually really happy about that. Now the question is, do I play Amethyst to get closer to Tasbu, or do I wait, because then any power card turns on Amethyst? I think I wait. I think I wait. Because we would still need to specifically hit a shadow for that to matter. Yep, they got Rista. It was a card that I thought about in this deck. I just decided I wanted to work a little more. Yeah, I'll just murder this.
Touch of shadow.
We still have an in cold blood, so I'm not worried about it. There we go. That's a thing to do.
We'll blaze a path.
Another Rista. So, am I... Ooh, okay. So am I worried about Rista, or do I think I can race it? Well, now I'm not. Don't want to in cold blood it when I just have another Impending Doom. Oh, they're actually playing with Nightfall. That's interesting. And Street Urchins. They're playing with a lot of very weird cards.
Thank you.
I wonder what they stole. Could have been Desecrate. Oh, it was! Did they get 2? No, they got a Ripknife and a Desecrate. Sick! Wow, they got 2 insane cards off of us then. That really sucks. Huh. Brutal.
Touch of shadow.
Fair enough, I guess.
My favorite part.
Painful. Alright, we're close to Sabu now. We have the Puma. We're still in decent shape as far as life against them. And I'm actually okay trading this. I don't want them gaining any more prize stats. Those were some really, really, really strong pilfers. Ouch.
Touch of shadow.
I was hoping they would hit 1 power card in there or something. Especially the Desecrate. The Ripknife Assassin was good, but not insane. Shouldn't exaggerate it too much, but... And I'd loved it if they'd hit our own Vara's favorite power card.
Battlefield awaits!
And... okay. I was gonna say, that sucks, because I want to play the Tasbu, but if I get to Warp, then... this is way better. And Ripknife. Looks like we've got this very firmly in the bag. We had a lot of removal in our deck this time. The triple Annihilate was sick. And it looks like they're just running main deck. Yeah, they're running a main deck Dizo's office. Cool. Alright. Okay, I am going to make the assumption that I will draw a Shadow here. Or some kind of power card. Shadow would obviously be the best, so I can get Auric, Interrogator, and then hopefully Vara. But... I can still merchant, it seems okay. Second Interrogator is a little bit unfortunate. We want to get those after we have like a Blackhall or some other way to get Warcry. I'm going to lead with the Blackhall here.
Battlefield awaits!
It can snowball a little bit harder than the Ripknife.
Face judgment.
And it's less damage than the Auric Interrogator, but that, or the Argenport Instigator, sorry, but that's okay. Well, you know how I said I needed to draw a power card?
Send a message.
Looks like we may or may not be doing that. And by may or may not, I mean not. We're leaning not pretty hard right now. Crown Watch Fresca. Sure, that still doesn't stop either of these, so that's good. And that's also good. Because now we don't have to lose the Blackhall. We get to keep slamming. Nice. We've got Vara if we draw one more power card, which will be helpful. Yeah, I was worried about that. Hey! Okay. Warp actually mattered. We are beating them down, so that's the thing. Ah, there's the Defiance.
You will pay for your crimes! Now it's my turn.
That's okay. A sacrifice. So no more removal spells? That's an interesting choice, because if you're in Justice, things like Vanquish are going to be some of your main ways to kill things, I would think.
Let's hammer this out.
Ah, an Interrogator that actually has a stack on it. I'm just going to play that and pass. Ugh. We're hitting a lot of these seals. I mean, I have 4 of them, but I'm getting like 3 a game. I wanted them as a little bit of extra value. I didn't expect to have them all the time and not be able to do the Devouring Shadow. Awkward. It's okay. I mean, it's better than not getting any power card at all here, I think. And we still have Devouring Shadows to give -2, which is not nothing.
Remove the impurities.
Target acquired.
Okay, cool. I can just kill that. Oop, let's do it properly,
Single
though.
shot is all it takes.
Get rid of it. Get a little damage to them. And... hey, a shadow card. Nice. Yeah.
Another recruit.
Obnoxious. That's one that I'd have really liked to devour. Now it doesn't matter as much, because they can't get it back again. If they play another revenge unit, though, at least Devouring Shadow might have a chance. I'm okay taking that, I think. I don't love it. But I think we've got a decent chance of getting back. Wow. That's a sick turn. Destiny and getting to warp
Anything
in
for
is
some coin.
really good. Certainly a problem. We can go ahead with an In Cold Blood. Slimespitter Slug is okay. Gets meaner and meaner as time goes on. Kind of like going Merchant.
You buying or not?
Trading one of these for an In Cold Blood. Because we have the ability to Devouring Shadow and In Cold Blood next turn. We can play Auric Interrogator.
My favorite part.
Take some more damage. Worst part is that we're giving them extra cards here now because of Sadidi. But we can In Cold Blood it, and then we're not worried about it anymore.
Remove the impurities.
Not putting it on Sadidi. Okay, they must have a Vanquish. Yeah, good draw. Yeah, that's why I was really surprised that they decided not to do it on, like, to sacrifice for Vara earlier, because Vanquish has got to be one of their main removals. This is a sick deck. I like the idea of it. I'm drawing very well. At least to get to kill the Plate Maker with Devouring Shadow and In Cold Blood the Sadidi this turn. And we can Dark Return back the Auric. I'm not sure I want to do that because it's gaining it's losing us a lot of life.
Never break. You made it personal.
Straight up murder you. Thank you very much. Get rid of that too. And we don't really have a great chance to push a lot of damage here. They took damage, so that should be okay, thanks to this. I'm just gonna wait. No more Sadidis, at least. Shadow would not be bad. Attacking with Vara doesn't help us that much.
Your reason will are unbreakable.
Maybe I should have. I do have the Dark
Face
Return
judgment.
for it.
Halt!
Ooh, gross. Silence the Deadly. I'll say attacking the 5-2 is interesting after you silence our 2-1.
No escape!
Justice.
Pretty sure I'm okay doing that. I need to get Vara back to keep gaining life, because we're in a lot of trouble. I'd like to rebuy an Auric Interrogator, but that doesn't seem super likely. I'm gonna attack here. Yep. I didn't want to play another Argenport Instigator before doing that, because I actually really don't want to have a bunch of damage coming in on us.
A single shot is all it
Oh,
takes.
we've left ourselves dead to a removal. If they have a Vanquish, then we're just dead. We were dead anyways to that, though, because of the Argenport Instigator. Privilege of rank. Sure. And tell it.
Welcome, welcome.
Nope, but that's also scary. I really wish we'd gotten another merchant for a Slimespitter. That'd have been sick. Okay. They've got the removal, and that... GG's. Alright, we're on the bubble. We can't lose anymore. That last game kind of showed how bad Seal of Devotion is. Sorry, not Sealed Writ. But at the same time, I had to calculate the odds, because I'm like, man, we drew so many Seal of Devotions. We drew 3 out of the 4 of them right away. And I went back and looked, and we were a little bit over 1% odds of actually doing it. It was like 1.2% of drawing them that fast. So I don't know that it's exactly a fault of the deck, or just a little bit of bad luck there. Maybe should have just not gone with them at all to avoid the feel bads, but we've been running into way more of them than we should have, I think. Don't want to kill that. Not really. There's a lot more important things to kill. I don't like Ripknife Assassin. The card's really good, but with them being on the play, we're just falling further and further behind if we just decide to react. So, like, we desecrate this, they play a 3-drop. We don't have any more removal. And then we don't have anything on the board still, which is pretty bad. I could kill Rista. Not sure that's a thing I'd want to do.
You buying or not?
I like Merchant, trade off Vara's favor, because we've already got the Vara Vengeance, and the ability to play it next turn. I'm just taking in Cold Blood so we can kill some more things. Now we can block and trade with Rista. Still have removal afterwards. They do get a lot of Warcry on this. They've got something that's going to be pretty big. But we have removal for it, so not too bad. Ah, they're going for the Vet Mercenary plan. I didn't decide to run Veteran Mercenary myself. It's not a bad card to run with Dark Returns, though. I don't think that it's bad to have here. Cool. That is a trade that I am willing to accept. And now we have Dark Returns to just keep getting Vara back. We've got something with a bunch of war cries on it. They might Desecrate the Vara. If they do, we don't draw a power card. We can Dark Return and Desecrate ourselves. If they just attack here, I could Desecrate the Merchant and get in. Oh, they don't do... Surprised they didn't attack, actually. You know, I think I'm willing to just slam, then. I have all these Dark Returns just kind of burning a hole in my pocket. Might as well use some of them.
Now it's my turn.
The ever-escalating Vara is always a decent plan. I imagine they got removal, though. And it's likely to be in cold blood to give it Voidbound. It doesn't have to be a Justice unit, by the way, to get Voidbound. Sure. Another veteran mercenary. Alright. Devouring Shadow. Not bad. Hi, Vara! We'll just keep climbing the Vara ladder here for a little while. Very likely they have more removal, which is unfortunate and scary. But it still is the thing that makes the most sense for what our hand is, I think.
A single shot is all it takes.
Vile Varmint. That was a really good hit, actually. Not sure why they didn't attack the Ripknife Assassin this turn. We can kill the Varmint and this if we want to. And just attack through. Alright, I'm gonna do that. We still have in cold blood, so I think it makes sense. And this puts them in a world of hurt. They can't double block it. And yeah, that's more than okay for me. It's a lot of life gain. They lose a lot of life off their Instigator. That block makes me think they definitely have removal. Yeah, there we go. Or they were just banking on it really hard, but I would think they had it.
Battlefield awaits!
Alright, well, I would prefer them not to have Blackhall Warleader triggering, so I'm just gonna get rid of it.
Personal.
Kinda doesn't matter how I play that. I don't know which one I care about being Voidbound. Doesn't it? I thought that it came Voidbound still.
Threat. Just a
Because it was on a separate one. If it was Justice, then they can't leave the Void. I had it before where it got Voidbound on what I was doing. Maybe it was a bug and they fixed it. Interesting.
Embrace the shadow.
Marionette Cross is one that I didn't consider that I probably should have. It's a really good costed card. It's a really well costed card. The thing that's scary is that if somebody kills one of your marionettes and you have multiples, then you just die. Ugh. 3 Desecrates, huh? Sick. That's really nasty.
Threat. Just a promise.
Sick draws. Triple Desecrate's pretty nasty. Alright, well.
Embrace the shadow.
And they have Annihilate too? If that was Annihilate, they would have played it, so it's probably Cabal tactics. Maybe a rapid shot.
Your debt is due.
Pretty nasty ones. You can always hope they're silly. Oh, this is close. Oh, this is so close. Okay, so I have to block the Marionette. I had died in my own Impending Doom otherwise. Okay. Murder that. I have to pass. I almost attacked like an idiot and thought that it would leave me at 1. Forgetting about my Impending Doom. Ain't got no choice. Yep, it was the Cabal tactic, like I thought.
Now it's my turn.
Ooh. They have been drawing very, very well.
Your debt is due.
Well,
My
I'm not
favorite part.
technically dead yet. It's not good. Now I'm technically dead. Close game, though. Really, really close. all 4 Desecrates from our opponent is really rough. That's tough to beat. That many removal spells is super gross and very hard to do. But we managed a 4-3 record, winning record. Definitely felt like it could have been better. Those last couple games were kind of tough. But hey, what do you do? I mean, I think that I might have been able to find a winning line in the game against the Time player, where we got them really, really low. We had them sitting at 1, and I kind of kept forgetting about different cards like Pit of Lanekta, so it's possible that I could have won that one. I don't know that there was anything I could have done about those last 2 games. We had some tough losses in those last couple. I mean, we got that one where we kind of got screwed on the start and then flooded at the end. And then playing through 4 Desecrates is going to be very, very, very tough. That was a lot of really good removal spells they drew, and there's only so much you can do about that. Alright, but we will be doing more colors, so stay tuned. Let's see if any other colors can beat a 4-3 record, and if we'll do a little bit better than that. I think that this deck was pretty well constructed, though, in general. I'm pretty happy with the way that it went. Maybe less sealed writs, but some of that, too, was definitely against the odds with how many we drew. However, it was a very feel-bad situation where we just couldn't get our Tasbus down because of it. Alright, let's go on to some new decks. I will see you in the next video.